Now, I said pray in your closet. There's something that I want to get across to you today, which is that there's like a few cores from Yeshua's teachings in Aramaic that if you don't have those, you're not going to comprehend what he said. Okay? I will say this, and I'm not in a finger pointing mode, but if you look at most standard modern, I put Christian in quotes because I don't know what it means anymore, but Christian teachings, those are almost essentially 180 degrees opposite of what was said in Aramaic. Perfectly opposite. Now, I will say this. His teaching was about 99.999999 with a little line under it, feminine. Feminine. And I'll explain feminine in a second. But when you take it from feminine into masculine, you stop it completely. You basically choke off its essence. Let me explain feminine. The word malkuta in Aramaic is feminine. Malkuta. That's the word for, guess what? Kingdom. Kingdom is a feminine gendered word in his own language. So am I telling you that kingdom is wrong? Well, I think you can make up your own mind on that. The word in Greek is basileia, which is also feminine. Feminine. What does that mean? My perception of this book, this Bible, this Aramaic Bible with the cover falling off, my perception of this book is feminine. It's an experience, it's a perception. I'm having it's a state of being. I'm perceiving the book, but I can't show you my perception, okay? It's something that we would call invisible. It's non-local. It's not in time and space. The book itself in language is masculine, okay? What masculine means is that it's obvious, it's manifest, it's right here in front of me, and I can say, look, this is any physical object, I can say masculine, including a body. Human being is perfect because human is masculine, being is feminine. And it brings in both aspects of that. So my perception of the book is feminine. The book itself is masculine. Kingdom, in other words, is not a place you can find. It's not a line in the sand, which is why he said, if it was in the sky, then the birds would get there first. If the kingdom of heaven was in the sky. The word heaven in Aramaic is shemaya. The ayah, of course, what shem mean? It means the consciousness, the overall consciousness, and the ayah at the end of the word heaven, shemaya, means something that has no beginning and no ending, no boundary, which means either it's everywhere or it's nowhere. You get what I'm saying? And that's also why he said this shemaya will pass away, and the one beyond it will pass away. Shemaya in Aramaic was the same word as sky. Welcome to how heaven became located in the sky. And he was telling even the people that were following him 2,000 years ago, according to what's written, he's trying to explain that to them. What I'm talking about is not this, and it's not up. And even when he said up, he didn't mean up into the sky or away from the earth. It meant higher dimensions of awareness or being. Now, feminine. My perception of the book is feminine. The book itself is masculine. That Malkuta Dashmaya, the kingdom of heaven, is a feminine essence that's either everywhere or nowhere. So obviously it's everywhere. Another word would be, what does it say in the beginning of the Gospel of John? Can anybody tell me what it says? It's similar. It's got the same first word as the beginning of the book of Genesis, which is in the beginning. So what's the beginning of John? Anybody remember? I love asking Bible questions because all of a sudden there's like no eye contact. Oh, well, what time is it? Did I leave my, do I have my keys? In the beginning was the Word. And it says the Word was with God, the Word was God. Now in Aramaic, it says, Bereshit etowi hua milta, wahal milta etowi hua loet alaha. And it goes on. In the beginning was the milta. Ta, genders the word what? Feminine. What that means is that my perception of these words on the page is what? Feminine. The words themselves are masculine. They're manifest. In his own language, this isn't something he said. This was not attributed to him. In his own language, it can't be a word on a page. It's actually the consciousness that's observing the word on the page. In the beginning was consciousness. This consciousness was with God. This consciousness was God. It came from God, to God, into God, as God. There's nothing outside of God, is essentially what the beginning of the Gospel of John says. Is everybody picking that up?